After the departure of Volkswagen, winner of the last 3 Dakars, yes, the car competition will be wide open in 2012. The good news, the announcement a few days ago that Nasser Al Attyia will finally defend his title this year. He's been given a Hummer by Robby Gordon's team, so expect a lot. Yes, so before the WR season gets underway and the London Olympic skeet shooting, he's going to be busy. Harry Vatanen, of course, achieved 2 different victories in 2 different cars, Peugeot and Citroën, so it'll be something to match for the Qatari. A Dakar double, who knows? Well, until now, the best performance by Robby Gordon in the Hummer was 3rd spot back in 2009 Dakar, when he was only beaten by the race Touareg VWs of Gino de Villiers and Mark Miller, with his new teammate Al Attyia, totally new, of course, panorama to take on as well. Hopes are high in the North Carolina side. But without the Volkswagen squad, Team X-Raid appears to be favourite. Well, since the last Dakar rally, they've done several races and a lot of testing in Morocco to improve the potential of the Mini All-4 racing machine. It has the same chassis, the X3, but a new competitiveness. They've focused a lot on the setup and the suspension to avoid punctures. Well, after the last Dakar, we organised a plan to develop the car over the year, and we worked on the suspension, but also on reducing the weight of the car and lowering the centre of gravity. And that means that now we can be faster on the curves, and yeah, it's safer. We don't get, we're not under the impression that we're on 2 wheels all the time anymore. And yes, it's close to a rally car, WRC style, but it's fantastic on the soft stuff as well. Well, that comes from Stephane Peterhansel, multiple Dakar winner, bikes and cars. Praise indeed. Nani Roma back to the team with Michel Parra as co-driver, introduces his new weapon. Well, Mini for the next Dakar. It's a Mini, but it's a big car. When I say I'm going to drive a Mini, people smile, as I'm a tall guy, and as you can see, it's more like a Maxi. Well, the car's working well in all kinds of terrain. Fast tracks, the Mini is very good. Better than the X3, it's aggressive on hard track in the dunes. It's well balanced, it seems shorter than the X3, but it's really compact. And when driving it, we feel like it's tinier, more agile, but it's the same chassis, so it's an illusion, a pleasant one. So the reshuffling of cards expected in the car category could also give rise to an intense but different battle. Stephane Peterhansel is the spearhead of the team and could use his huge Dakar experience to good effect. Yeah, what a man to have on board. Well, today the opposition is different. We're going to have to adapt our strategy over the days. Maybe some days we could have pushed the machine a bit, but not too hard. We feel confident when we're going fast, but what's sure is that once again navigation will play a huge role. And if you lose time with navigation, you're tempted to try and catch up by going faster, and that's when mistakes happen. And so you've got to be careful with that. 5 Minis, 3 X3s, around 90 people. They'll be the biggest team ever on the Dakar with high ambitions. Team director Stephane Peterhansel is confident, but doesn't underestimate the opposition that's going to be posed by other cars.
The rules changed during this year. The petrol cars are finally allowed to have a 6-speed gearbox, as well as us, and a bigger restrictor. Both of that helped them. So they are definitely up to speed, but we can see the Mitsubishi and the new Toyota are from a top speed faster than we are. At the end it depends on reliability. We are confident, but you can never be sure.
So intense competition. Yes, first win in the ranks of the X-Raid team with Krzysztof Holowczyc, winner of the Silkway Rally, Nani Roma, former Dakar winner, and Leonid Novitsky and Leon dos Santos. But Stephane Peterhansel is fiercely determined to celebrate his 10th Dakar triumph. Here. A few years now I've been stuck at number 9, so yes, of course my objective is to get the 10th victory and bring the first victory to the X-Raid team. That would be great because Sven Quant and his team have been involved in this challenge for years, and I'd really like to be the one to give them their first success. The competition could also come from Team Overdrive and their new Toyota Hilux. The chassis has been developed in the Bahas of South Africa. Yes, Jean-Marc Fortin is the boss of the Belgian team, but during the Dakar he'll also be co-driving Krzysztof Holowczyc. He's going to be a busy man. What about your team? Before the race, then you leave it to do the race, and yes, you leave a piece of your heart in one place, but I love the job of co-driving, and it's a competitive car, really special adrenaline feelings. It's a passion since a couple of years now, and I still love it. So I arrive in Argentina for the on the 27th with different colours, different jobs to do. I see sometimes other cars overtaking me, and of course I'm going to try and pass them back, even if it's a Toyota. The racing spirit just kicks in here, it's amazing. At the Dakar, two experienced South Africans will be the team managers for the four Hilux of Junior de Villiers, Ross Duncan, Lucio Alvarez and Orlando Terranova, who ran in Morocco in October. The debut rally with his new Hilux, he liked it. Well, my first impression was to feel the huge potential of the car. The engine's very powerful and the chassis is quite easy to drive. It's easy to put the nose where you want it to go, and yeah, it's pleasant. Still have to work on the suspension and the braking as well, and be careful with reliability. Apart from that, it's fantastic. Cockpit's comfortable for the driver and the co-driver, and it's not too hot inside, and it's quite dust-proof. Well, the good points you see, we saw in Morocco a few weeks when we arrived here, with kind of a level performance curve really, compared for example to the Mini and the Lancers. So it's going to be interesting. It's encouraging for the Dakar. We're at a high level and we hope to stay there. Well, since then, Gio de Villiers, co-driven by Doktor Bonzicevic, the winning pair from Dakar 2009, did more testing in Namibia. They had to deal with Volkswagen's decision to retire from the discipline, and they're a strong team asset. Gio, yes, got a lot of data from the South African Baja Championship. He'll be carrying that with him. Well, it's a great performance, and with Gilles in the team, it's also very important. A lot of testing been happening in South Africa, and we can really benefit from these tests, but also from the races. Engines and mechanics have been tested as well and developed. So yeah, we're competitive too. We've got a championship in our minds. Another eye needs to be kept on the Dutch team of Rival Dakar. Yes, found Eric Vevers entering three Mitsubishi MPR-10s refitted with a petrol engine. A young team, but with some experienced guys like David Serriès and the efficient crew of Bernard Ten Brinkia and co-driver Mathieu Moumel. Yes, winner of the last rally of Morocco. It was a promising result.
It's very difficult to drive. It's a little bit stressful, but I like it more than the rally on this moment.
So the Dutch tackle the first dunes in Morocco and could benefit from the experience of co-driver Mathieu Moumel, who previously shared the cockpit with Gerlach in the X-Ray team and more recently with Carlos Souza in the same Lancer. Well, off-road, it's a totally new experience for him, coming from a traditional rally background, so the explanation of navigation, the same route that needs to be followed, it's a bit complicated at the beginning, but he's really improved over a couple of days, and we have a better understanding in the cockpit now, but, well, we nonetheless have to stay realistic. He's a beginner, and we won't be fighting for the win in Dakar, but I think we could reach the top 10, he says. Well, same car, but different team for the Brazilian. Spinelli and Van Loon, Christian Levey and Jean-Michel Polato, well, will once again run with the Dassault team, the new Proto Nissan double one. Thierry Veldo, who was in the Mitsubishi team during the era when it dominated Dakar, is in charge of the engine development, so watch out. And the level of competition can never count out Matthias Kahler and the SFG buggy, or Carlos Souza, who's now with the Great Wall Chinese team. South African driver Alfie Cox can never be counted out, with co-driver Jürgen Schroeder as well. He's in the Pawano XC60RR. We'll have more in a moment. This Dakar 2012 will also be the debut on track of another big champion, Adam Malish, age 34. Yeah, swapping snow for sand. The Polish star retired as a ski jumper at the end of last season after having won 4 World Championship titles, 39 World Cup events and 4 World Cups overall. 4 Olympic medals to boot. Well, when I watched Dakar on TV, I felt that it was a passionate thing, and I knew it was something very difficult. It was a big challenge, nonetheless. I know that. I always tried to set up my goals very high, and when I tried to do it, Dakar is not just a kind of extreme sport, it's also very demanding and challenging. And when I stopped my ski jumping career, I started to drive, and I still have the same level of adrenaline, but also I'm able to do things which are a big pleasure for me, he says. Well, Adam did the same thing in Morocco with the Mitsubishi Pajero, but only one rally, Dresser to Wroclaw. So for more experience, he and Rafael Martin, yes, have been doing some sand work. I'm very happy, with great satisfaction with Rafael as a co-driver. He prepares me for the Dakar. He's taught me an awful lot about driving the car and what I can expect on the Dakar. He knows exactly what I need to do. He knows my driving style, and he tries to give me as much information as possible. I do a lot of training, test a lot, but anyway, my dream is to be at the finish of the rally.
Celem na pewno jest meta. To jest moje w tym momencie marzenie.
It's a good day, a big adventure, and we'll be following him in our daily program.